What's up, everybody? What's going on?
Hi guys.
Saying rotate, you can't. Oh,
You can't do it like that?
you should be able to. Let's see, what's popping, everybody? Can you do it?
I ain't never seen us together. I ain't never seen that before.
What's going on? Okay, we're gonna let a couple of viewers tap in. So, Micaiah, why don't you introduce yourself to the
I'm
viewers?
Micaiah Cosby, the baby sister. Y'all probably ain't know that either. We just decided to get together today just to do it because we ain't never done it before. You know, we both into the same, trying to get to the same places in life. So, you know, come together, try to make it happen together.
Right, and y'all know me. My name is Antonio. So, funny story about this young lady. Me and her big brother are best friends. We've been knowing each other since ninth grade of high school. So, for us to be able to get this together is pretty cool.
It really is.
So, for us to be able to get this together and do this is pretty cool. And, you know, like she had said, we're both at a point in life to where we're interested in, you know, just bettering ourselves and, you know, pursuing different things as far as like modeling and all that kind of stuff. And when I saw little sis doing her thing here recently, what's going on, everybody? What's up, Jose? What's up, Ariel?
Hi, thank you for tuning in.
Can you fix the cam? It's sideways.
Yes, so we can both fit in the
Yeah,
camera.
okay.
I'm turning back up for them now.
All right, y'all.
Is
So
that good enough?
it's yeah. So I had some help there. I don't even know how to get this back a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Can
What's
they-
going on?
Can y'all hear me? I know I got a mouse voice.
Yeah. Can y'all hear us? Nisha, what's up? Jose, what's good? But yeah, like I was saying, so you know, a couple years ago, I took some steps and did some things locally as far as modeling and acting and all that. And for those of you who are available Thursday night, it's for you too, Micaiah. Thursday night at Virtue, I think around 7 or 8, they're going to be filming a showing of the Frat House College Party series. Okay, it was filmed all here in Louisville, some in E-Town, but it's featuring myself and also some local talent as well as some hip hop artists and stuff like that. So make sure you tune in. If you're following Davin Anderson, I'll make sure I put his name in the comments. He's going to do more details about that. But it's tomorrow night at Virtue. Okay, so make sure you're there. It's one of my first movies that I've been in. I think I've been in a total of 3 films. So check that out. Also another film. There's going to be we're going to be doing a showing of a short film coming up real soon. I can't tell you the details of that because it's not the producers have not put it out yet, the full details. So when that comes out, I'm gonna let you know. She said yes. Okay. But yeah, so like I was saying, I just wanted to get together with sis and do a little interview type of thing in, just check in on each other. So Micaiah, my first question is you know, how have you been, you know, in the midst of COVID? You know, obviously we've been having other things going on that has kind of plagued our city, the world, you know, and obviously with social injustice and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, obviously it all started off with this whole trend of COVID. You know, a lot of people's been dying and people have lost jobs and other type of stuff like that. What has your experience been like up until that point, and, you know, what's going on with you now?
For me, at first, before COVID hit, I was in college for nursing and everything for radiology specifically. But for me, all of that, it just kind of got really, really heavy. And then when COVID hit, they moved everything to online, and it kind of just ruined everything for me because I'm the type of person I need that one-on-one, you know, to learn and actually for everything to register. So for me, it was like a sign saying that's not where I needed to be. And plus, I was getting all the bad guys from being in hospitals and visiting nursing homes and things of that nature. And I'm someone who's pretty spiritual, so I soak in all of those bad guys, and it just brings my own down. So I really needed something that's a lot more positive. That's when I decided to pursue modeling, and that started around the beginning of this year. It was going pretty well, and it still is, for real. I'm not even gonna say. It's just kind of slow because of COVID and everything. But COVID hasn't really put a damper or anything on my life, because I'm still working and everything. I still do everything that I need to do and everything like that. It's just the fact that after COVID, all of this, the racism, the police brutality, all of that stuff grew.
Yeah, it did.
And everything. And that still doesn't affect me in my personal life, but for the fact of being a young black woman, and it affects me in that way, emotionally, with everything that's going on, and then having to watch my back, because at first it was, we went from just older black men that's targets, and now it's or black men or black women or children. It don't matter if you have a little bit of melanin, you're a target now. So that's really, to me, for me, that's really scary. Especially in the in the neighborhoods and areas and everything that I travel to and everything like that. It can just be kind of weary about going to different places. I go in and out of Lexington a whole lot, and we all know how it can be out there.
Yeah.
And everything.
Big Blue Nation, what I'm saying? It's a whole different ball game.
It really is. So you feel me? We know how it can be out there and everything. But Lord's just been watching over me, so I don't worry too much. I just, watch my back like we all got to, and keep it pushing.
Yeah, that's cool. It's interesting you say all that, because, just heard something recently. It's a big thing has been, a lot of this, I don't know how to say it, but pretty much like a lot of like ways to where, the whole thing of women being derogatized online and different type of stuff. And, it's still the same type of deal. It's like you go from the racism between, black, white, purple, whatever you may have, and then you have women being the target of, I guess, their own selves. It's
right.
It's us as men. Obviously we kind of get, there's an ego between us as men. Wanting to have the flashiest cars and type of stuff like that. But as far as your women, this looks are everything to y'all.
Right.
And when you have men, black men, not really respecting y'all with the music, and you have, white America not really giving y'all the opportunities y'all deserve as far as income and stuff like that.
Right.
It's kind of hard, obviously as a guy, I can't feel what you're feeling on that, but I do get the whole point of dealing with, just being scared as African American right now, because that's all you see. Now, there are other people, races being killed, but that's not really talked about as much as being African American, Who's on here now? Josh, what's up?
Hey.
How does that fear affect modeling? Arrow had a question, like, how does that fear affect modeling?
The fear doesn't affect modeling at all necessarily, because there really is no fear in modeling. It's just getting out and doing it. Mm-hmm. There's no fear in that. It's just like different places that you have to go. Like I said, I go in and out of Lexington a whole lot, so with that, it's, you feel me, they're real picky and choosy, like really, really picky and choosy, unless you have African American people who's setting up the gigs and everything. Yeah. So it just, that's all that is for real. It's not really a fear for myself in my modeling career. It's just more or less the people hosting the gigs being real picky and choosy. I'm black for real, so
you gotta look. They want you to look a certain way and be a certain size and all that other kind of stuff. I know, I haven't, see, it's the thing, I haven't really done anything outside of Louisville as much as Micaiah has, so we kind of got a different take. But from what I've noticed from the ladies here, if you have some type of major designer come in and they have a certain style of clothes and they say, hey, okay, I'm looking for somebody this size, and you got all 20 women and like 3 of them are like a size 5, right, and everybody else like a 10 and up. It kind of messes up their mind at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Because modeling is all about being a billboard for what you're wearing. Like whatever designer, you're a billboard for them. Right. You're trying to get their clothes out. Also at the same time, you're trying to get their bag. You're not doing it for free. And
it's crazy because it's more or less of the companies and everything trying to get their bag, and so you kind of got to worry about yourself when it comes to that. You feel me? Because they're more or less thinking about their sales and their company and everything like that, so that doesn't leave much room. You feel me? Of them thinking about you. But at the same time, Lord works in mysterious ways, so everything's gonna go the way it's supposed to go.
Yeah, that's true. Want to friend about it. See, Tone, you do great. Explaining. Oh, thank you. thank you, Earl. So let me ask you another question. What pivotal moment for you that you decided, okay, this is what I'm going to do? I know you kind of talked about it, with the whole COVID thing and, being an African American, having children and all that kind of stuff. But what was the moment where you did a switch? I know for me, I was at a networking event, and I met the owner of AFM Threads. She said, hey, some models dropped out. Would you like them all? And ever since I did that show, I was hooked. So what was that moment like for you?
For me, my moment was really just thinking about my own life plan, figuring out my own life and my path and everything. I was at work and I knew that I had decided I didn't want to be in the medical field for the reasons I had explained earlier. I didn't really want to do that anymore, but I didn't want to leave it without having a plan to start another path and everything. And then it came to me that all my life I really just been going for whatever dropped in my lap, more instead of actually going and pursuing something myself, investing into myself and things of that nature. I didn't expect for it to be, so difficult and everything, but at the same time, anything that's not difficult really isn't even worth having, for real. So I just looked up, this was right when COVID started, and I looked up some agencies and everything, and only one agency answered for me, and they were still open and taking calls and, setting interviews and everything like that, because they was taking their calls from my homes and everything. And that was just my sign to go ahead and do it. Lord blessed me with the money to pay for it. So I went for it. And I'm still going for it. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going until I get to where I want to be. Modeling is what I really want to do, but I'm also going to get into acting and, I want to do commercials and things like that. Just dip and dab in all of the industry for real.
Yeah, that's good to know. Follow your dream, girl. Okay.
Thanks, love.
Thanks, Alexis. Yeah, she gonna get it. So how did we meet? I know they pretty want to know. They want to know what was the moment that we met. So how did that happen?
Weren't we in the projects together?
Yeah.
Y'all was like a building ahead of us, and Dominic used to yell out his window at me all the time. And from that moment on, my brothers and you and Dom, we all just connected, and then y'all just kind of became my other guidance, you feel me, always looking in, like you always been that one person, no matter how long it's been. I talk to you, always check in and always have the best intentions and everything like that, which by the way has always been much appreciated because you don't find that too often. You feel me, especially with men and women relationships, you know, it really doesn't happen. So that's always been real grateful and everything like that. But I remember we used to do all types of stuff in the projects together. We all did. We all used to just run around and do whatever. And then I remember you and Josh used to have issues with y'all's friends that's y'all's age, but always have to look at me and everything. I remember everything. So for me, I feel like the fact that we are still in each other's lives and we don't even live far from each other now, you know, that Lord works, keep the right people around you, you know, and everything like that. So that's all been pretty dope for real.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I think I met Josh, her brother, when I got off the school bus. I think somebody was picking on me and he kind of intervened or something. I don't know what happened, but you know, we were young thugging it. You know, we was out there in the projects and just looking to see what God has done. You know, it's brought us a long way.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? So I got another question for you. Like, where do you see yourself, like, towards the end of 2020, going into 2021? Like, what are some goals you have?
My goals are to get noticed where I want to be noticed. You know, for my modeling, I don't want modeling isn't my end game. My end game is to create a platform just so I can reach people, the right people that need positivity spread to them, because I'm all about spreading peace and love and happiness to whoever possible, and especially in the world that we live in now, so much full of hate. You know, suicide rates are up. People just need somebody to listen to, somebody who can understand instead of being, you know, inside of a box. I become a real open person, you know, so I don't too much judge or anything like that, because I understand that everybody has their own issues. We all on this earth to do the same thing, and we all run into some problems regardless of race or age or where you live and things like that. And people just need a positive person to help get them through. And I really just want to be that positive person for people. I want to help. I know Lord put me here to help people, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to find my way to help as much as possible, to make people, put a smile on people's face. It warms my heart to make people smile, whether if you're somebody I'm cool with or not. If I can help someone smile at least one time in my day, that makes me feel good. I feel like I've accomplished something, you know. So that's really what I'm reaching for. I want not necessarily a fan base or anything, but just like a base of people who really need a positive person in their life of some sort, some way, somehow, you know, whether if you just need someone to talk to or just someone to listen to, you know, some motivation, because people motivate me a lot. I didn't even feel like I would get noticed too much, but like, for example, this girl I went to school with, you know, her name's Antoinette. If you're on there, hi boo. She reached out to me this morning, just out of nowhere, you know, checking on me, seeing how my modeling's going and everything like that. And it just made me realize, you know, that's what I want to be for people. You know, she made me feel really good just by checking on me and seeing how I'm doing and everything. So regardless if things are going good, things are going bad, you know, if it's fast-paced, slow-paced, whatever, there's somebody out there that I know that, you know, that's still watching over me from wherever she is in the world. So you feel me? I really want to be that for anybody possible, not just for my friends.
Yeah, that's true. That's good stuff that, you know, there's people who actually started to take notice. You know, I know for me, like, it's kind of how, like, I've gotten in certain pivotal moments of life, you know, because, you know, people have noticed that, you know, I've grown in certain areas, or I needed help too. That's the biggest thing is, you know, is like people actually telling you, and a lot of people struggle with this in the world, is like the difference between receiving active criticism and being able to take it versus somebody like being judgmental. You
Right.
got to understand the difference. When you're judgmental towards someone, you're judging them based on values that they hold,
Right.
and you have no support and no love for them. You know, versus then actively being active criticism is, you know, actually looking at someone's life and having a relationship and saying, hey, like, you got all these good things going on, but there's that one thing that you need to work on, you know, and I think that makes or breaks people at some point. You know, it depends on somebody's going to have a period of growth and being able to take that and do something with it, or sometimes it may even ends relationships.
Right.
And either way of the spectrum, you got to be willing to accept both. And sometimes, especially if you really know that person, you care, and you actually know some truth about them. You know, that's the biggest thing. You know, relation in relation to correction is huge, right? And I can't throw correction at you if I don't have some type of line to be able to draw.
Right.
That's just me. Some people are just straight direct. You know, you can meet somebody out in the street and, you know what I'm saying, they just come for you. You know what I mean? And in most cases, it could be good, but you may perceive it wrong because you don't know that person for real.
Right.
But if it's somebody who's been in your life for a while, a number of years, and they have your best interest at heart, then it's a difference, you know?
Yeah, see, in my eyes, that's where, for me personally, that's where becoming a really open-minded and open-spirited type of person comes into play. Because if I meet just a random person, you know, and they take the time to stop and talk to me about whatever it is they feel they should be talking to me about, I feel like that was supposed to happen, whether it's something positive or something negative. Because even if it's something negative, you can turn it into a positive. You should listen to it and actually try to see it for yourself. That way you can make those changes to become a better person. You know, Lord places people in your path for a reason. So if you just have somebody random stopping you and say, hey, you know, I don't know, you shouldn't look so mean all the time, you know, and things like that. Even though I'll probably be like, well, you're like, you know, inside like you don't even know me or whatever. At the same time, they could possibly be right, because with everything that I'm trying to do, looking mean will not help, you know? So I feel like everybody should really just take into consideration that regardless, good criticism, bad criticism, it all could be used in a positive way, and you could turn it into a positive direction. Now, if you do realize somebody is just being nasty and hateful or whatever, let it roll off of you, because all that stuff is in the world now anyways. You know, you're going to run into those kind of things regardless of where you go, what you look like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, who you know, how you dress. You're going to run into those kind of people. But personally, I have realized those kind of people are the people who needs the most prayer. You know, those are people who needs the most of the positive help, because they have a lot of negative in them, and they 9 times out of 10 they don't even like it themselves, you know, and sometimes they just have to let it out. But it can come out in the wrong way, which can rub another person the wrong way, and the other person not even realizing that the person coming for them probably just needs some help, probably needs a hug, probably just needs some positivity, you know, in their life as well.
Yeah, that's a good take on it. I really appreciate that. Let's see what the viewers talking about. Are they just on? Oh, okay, we got some people on there that came tune in. Big head, light skin, Chemic, what's up? Comic. John, okay. Alright. Okay, cool.
So, what made you want to get back into Vermont and everything? Because I know you was in it,
Mm-hmm.
and you stopped for a bit. Now you're getting your game back rolling, you know. So what's up with that? What made you stop with that?
Good question, Micaiah. I think for me, you know, this whole COVID-19 experience and everything that came with it really, you know, opened up my eyes. And just to fast forward prior to it, I was in a dilemma situation. You know, I was at UPS. Yeah, ever since I know you really probably before like my senior year in high school. I was 18, and my goal there was to be able to, at first I was just working for high school. I didn't like working. I was an athlete in high school a little bit, and I wanted to go to college and play basketball. That was kind of my thing. Well, fast forward after college and all that stuff, after graduation, I was still there. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I could use my degree here. Maybe I can get a full-time job or become a supervisor. So I did that. I became a part-time supervisor in the hub. I worked in a couple of areas, and I gained a lot of experience. But I think after a while, I want to say probably my last year, two things happened. One of them, I finally came to a point where I've arrived. I felt like, okay, I understand my job. I know what I'm trying to accomplish. I know that I have to manage these people. This is going to be pivotal to what I do in the future. But also at the same time, I was kind of, tiresome because I realized that I've been in the company for, at the time, 13, 14 years. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of stuck here. I tried to apply myself to do what I could to be able to get myself in a better position with a full-time job or something. That wasn't working out. And then on top of that, that brought frustration. And on top of that, I'm still in a position to where a lot is expected from me because I'm a veteran. Right. So they expected me to lead and do certain things in a certain way and be consistent with that. Well, it was harder for me to be consistent and do my job every day when I'm frustrated that things are not going the right way. Right. And then a big point for me was when I want to say right after I left, probably, it was probably like the last holiday season I was there. So I want to say around 2019. Yeah, the peak. So after peak 2018, 2019, I went to a whole new area. I was learning that. And, I just dealt with a lot of flack from, upper management and stuff like that. And I knew at that moment in time, I was like, you know what, it's not fun no more. I'm starting to not care. And I finally realized that ladder wasn't working. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to go a more entrepreneurial route to be able to support all the things I'm already doing. So I ended up leaving there, getting another job, was working kind of like in a apprentice sales role, I would say, and COVID hit. Lost my job. Now luckily, like probably a couple months prior, I had a part-time job already. So, I still had very minimal income coming in to be able to do what I needed to do. But at that moment in time, I felt like a lot of Americans, like, okay, I lost my job. And I've never, ever got fired from a job in a day of my life. So it was new to me. And I knew at that moment, I was like, okay, I can do one of two things. I can cry, get on my couch, not do nothing, which I probably did, I ain't gonna lie, for like about 2 days. I was kind of down.
We all need that time.
Yeah, like, hey, man, let me tell you something. Any men on here, you need a moment to yourself, right? If you're going through something and you tell me you're not emotional at times, it's a lie. So just to throw that out there. But anyways, I said, okay, I've already had an opportunity with some entrepreneurial things. Let me go ahead and pursue that. So at the time, my business was kind of flat. I didn't really have a lot going on with that. So I really focused on that. And believe it or not, like during that time, I started making more money. So I was like, okay, well, if I got this going on, what else could I do? Right. So I just started about, thinking about what ways could I be more, put myself in a position to where I can have more free time to be able to do what I want to do. And, once I was able to keep my job at Domino's, do my business, and just work a couple other jobs, I figured, okay, like, maybe I can be open to more opportunities to get back out there and do my thing with modeling and acting and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of really where I've arrived. Like, now I'm at a point now to where, I worked a career pretty much. So, any job that I pursue now has to be flexible. But not only that, it gives me the opportunity to be able to do things what I'm passionate about pretty much.
Right.
I wanted to get back into it for the exact reason because I love it. I love the people that I meet. And not only that, it doesn't contradict to what I already have going on. Right? Because, we all know, like, any big name, actresses or models and all that kind of stuff, like, they have a very intense schedule. Starting out, I know for us, we will probably have more leisure time than anyone else. Because once you do make it big, and you can ask anybody that's even made it big in the city, that either moved and stayed here, like, your time is very minimal. I would have to say for me, just wanting that desire to wanting to have my freedom was everything to me. And I knew after I got laid off, I was like, okay, I need to pursue more opportunities. And not only I'm still able to pay my bills and make more money, but I can actually pursue the things I'm passionate about.
Right. And that's really important, because if you're not pursuing the things that you truly want, you feel me, that's your true passion, then it's always gonna seem like something's missing, or something's it's just not panning out right. So putting your time, your energy, and your resources into yourself, investing into yourself and everything, that's what really is gonna help pay off in the long run, even though we all come into our bumps in the roads and everything like that, and stuff can kind of move slowly sometimes and everything, or maybe you have to figure out a different way to pursue the things that you truly want. Always doing it and not giving up, regardless of how it's going at the moment, is what's going to help get you where you want to be and where you really need to be. And having faith in yourself and putting in all of that time and energy into what you truly want you're going to get there. You're going to get there regardless, because the only way you won't is if you give up. You feel me? So, and I kind of really realized that for my life. I've done plenty of different kinds of jobs and everything, and pursued a lot of things, but those things weren't what I truly wanted to do and everything, so they just really wasn't working. I always felt like there was something missing. I always felt like, well, maybe I'm not doing this right, or something of that nature, but really I just wasn't putting the energy into the right things. That's where my modeling came into play. I've always wanted to do it since I was younger, but when I was younger, we were broke.
Yeah.
You feel me? And modeling can be pretty expensive. So, but as a kid, the family, my mom, single mom, there's 6 of us, she's taking care of all of us herself and everything. She couldn't really afford to, you feel me, put me into modeling, get me an agent or anything of that nature. And then Lord put that in my path. So I go ahead and pursue it, and I'm going to keep going regardless of how long that it takes. I'm going to take everything that I need, learn everything that I need to make this something for myself, to pursue it, and to keep going the best way possible until I actually make it where I want to be. Like I said, modeling is not my end game. I feel like Lord's gonna let me use modeling to do what I actually want to do, which is really help people. And I don't want to help people as in, getting a degree in, you feel me, getting a degree in becoming a counselor, because you don't learn people out of a book. You learn people and you learn experiences and stuff like that out of real life and everything. And I don't believe someone who just has a degree from a book can really help, because I don't feel like even that kind of person doesn't really know exactly what they're doing, because they don't exactly feel what's going on with the person that's coming to them for help. So I want to be somebody who can actually feel and understand, because I've been through a whole lot in life. I've been up, I've been down, I've had a whole lot of money, I've had no money, you feel me, and everything in between. So for me, I want to help not just those people that's like me, but the people that's in all type of situations, because any kind of situation could pop up for anybody. I really learned that nobody is going to be better or, you feel me, or less than the next, because we all got to go through life the same. We all got to get hit. We all have to, take those L's and everything of that nature. And so I realized that. So I want to help people through their hits, through them taking their L's. Like you said, your 2 days that you were down, you're a strong-minded person. So it only took you 2 days to be like, dang. But there's a lot of people out there, it takes them 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, you know, to realize that you can still keep going. Just because one thing failed or you didn't make it this time doesn't mean that you're not going to. You feel me? And I feel like the way that you're pursuing things is a real prime example. Like you said, COVID hit and knocked you down, but you still going, you know, and you're not going to stop until you get there. And I want everybody to have that mental strength, you know, to keep going. So I'll be happy when I get to the point to where I'm that person where people can actually benefit off of my words themselves. You know, whether if I'm getting paid for it or not, I feel good just knowing that I helped at least one person throughout my day, you know. So I feel like that's what Lord is using me for, to help his people down here. So that's what I'm going to keep doing for myself and for everybody else.
That's good. Y'all got anything to add or say?
Yeah, I've done seen some comments.
So those with degrees are not good resources for people in need, or what you were saying isn't not needed?
I guess I can speak on that. And I'll let Micaiah speak too. I think people with, you know, degrees in a certain field, especially when you're dealing with, what do you call it, like occupation therapy or psychology and stuff like that, that lead to those type of degrees that were you're doing, or clinical degrees, any biblical or whatever it may have. Like, I think there's a place for that, you know, and I think certain people fit that that mold, or that can really be able to talk to people and be able to explain that. I think, and Micaiah, please interject, but I think what Micaiah is getting from is that just because somebody has a degree in that field doesn't necessarily mean they can relate to them. You know, like if they don't have that type of experience, like if for example, that's like me being a guy, let's say if I had, you know, an alcohol issue, like if I was an alcoholic, like I couldn't talk to someone who just deals with children all the time. Like if they just had a background in dealing with children and families, like I probably couldn't relate to them, you know, or I can, just depending on how they're able to dissect actually what's going on. Because I think the biggest part of being a psychologist or someone who who has a clinical degree or a counselor, is that are they able to relate to all people and not only able to prescribe or get to the main issue, but are they someone who you can build trust with? Because that's really all about. Like, if I don't trust you, I'm not going to talk to you. I mean, that's just the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? And then two, we all know that out of all big problems, there is a root to an issue. A big thing right now, poverty. Okay, it's been an issue now, and it's going to be. This is just what I believe. It's going to be an issue until God comes back. And the reason why I say that is because in the Bible it talks about there will all be poor among you, right? So if we know that's a big issue, well, what is the root cause of that? There are so many causes to how someone became poor. Maybe they lost their job, they got kicked out, and you know what I'm saying, maybe they live on the streets. Maybe it's a mental health issue. You don't know. You know, you got to be able to dissect what is going on.
What do they say? What's the bulk of my bulk of my classmates actually came from the struggle. The degree helps break down psychological issues. That's why we need more blacks in the field. That's true.
That is very true.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of times I have me talking to people personally, you know, especially when it comes to someone who needs someone to talk to. You know, a lot of people go to therapy and counseling and everything. That having the degree and actually, you know, learning the bookwork of it is a plus to it. Mm-hmm. It does help because it helps you you know certain signs. Someone who hasn't been educated on certain things, they'll miss certain things. So when you're helping people in that area, you need to know certain signs. That way you can actually know what you're talking about. But at the same time, having the experience from life so that you can relate to the person, it really helps so that, like you said, so the person can trust you. For example, I have a friend, and he was in counseling and everything, and he always just complained that he felt like his counselor wasn't listening, or she didn't really know what she was talking about, or she really wasn't feeling where he was coming from in his situations of what he was talking about for his life. She just really seemed like there's an easy answer for him, because of she has a degree from in the book work, which is all great and everything, but she can't relate to what he was saying and the things that he was feeling and the things that he was experiencing. He could tell that everything that all the feedback that he was getting came from a book instead of coming from real life. The books and the degrees, they teach you a lot, but life teaches you a little bit more, and so that you can have that connection with a person and everything, so that a person can actually trust your words to get you over that rough patch or the depression or whatever the case may be. Because like you said, if you don't trust somebody, you're not really gonna really take in what they're saying. It's gonna just kind of, just roll off your shoulder a bit and things. And that's what happened. That's what happened with him, and not just him. It's been plenty of people that I know that have been through counseling and things like that. For me, I want to be something like a counselor, but not the type that only helps someone because I know I have an education through it,
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, I think the breakdown of the person, brain structure.
Well, I got some deep stuff, boy. Y'all on here today. It took us to talk about this for y'all to start talking about deep stuff.
I think people need to set realistic goals. Minus people keep calling me.
Well, I'll go ahead and comment on that. Setting a list of your goals is a really good help. Laying out a plan of what you really want to do. It's really just analyzing yourself. How it's easy for us, we can get on social media, or we can talk to somebody else and we can analyze them and help and tell them what they need. But it's a bit difficult to do it when it comes to yourself, because we are our biggest critics, let's be honest. We're the hardest on ourselves, so really just taking the time and analyzing your life, breaking down your own specific situation and everything, and doing your best not to compare yours to somebody else's, and everything of that nature. That really helps, and it keeps your mental a lot more stronger to know exactly what you're going for, exactly what you want to do, and everything like that, and how to do that and how to get there. It's the best step, honestly, to really just break yourself down and figure it out and things of that nature.
Yeah, and I wanted to speak on to Ariel's point. Just like Micaiah had said earlier, obviously, you do have to have in order to be a counselor, you do have to have some type of knowledge of what counseling is and how the brain affects a lot and what people think. You got to know how to be able to, break down what's going on. And that's definitely, a field you have to know what you're talking about, pretty much.
Right.
So you can't discredit that, right? Like, you just can't lean on experience. But like Micaiah had said a few minutes ago, experience is important. If somebody has a particular issue and you can't speak to it, you just can't necessarily just lean straight off what you know from a book and stuff like that. Now, it's important to be able to start the conversation, but also at the same time, you don't want to discredit to what they're actually experiencing. And if you're in a position to where you're able to bring some relatable topics to them, then you should speak on it. Or if you're not, then you should be honest, admit it, and then be able to put them in a position to where they can be able to connect with someone better. And here's the thing, you can always tell based on somebody's body language whether or not they're into what you're saying or not.
Right.
I don't care what subject you're taught, like interpersonal communication is an all-around subject, right? And one of the things I learned from that is that you can tell whether or not somebody's into you based on what their body disposition is. Right. If you're sitting up, if your eyes glued, if you're nodding your head, for the most part, from what I tell from an exterior, is that you're interested. If you're looking around and you got your arms crossed, that tells me that your walls are up. And like I said, obviously you can't read people's mind, obviously, but from the exterior you can tell that. Oh, no, you good. That's what this is all about. I'm going to be honest with you. If it wasn't for y'all, I don't think we'd even be on here talking like that. What's up, Angel? What's up, Tim? I just saw you the other day, boy. Yeah, and here's a model, right? Miss Shantae. Oh, you know her?
Shantae from...
Shantae Chandler. She said she knows. She said, Micaiah, you look good. Okay.
Well, thank you, love.
Yeah, she do look good today, don't she? What's going on, girl? How you doing? But yeah, if does anybody got any more questions before we get off here? We got things we got to do. I'm pretty sure Micaiah, got things she got to tend to. I got to. Also, I want to throw a plug. So, where is it at? Where's my camera?
Oh, I know one right here. Yours is under yours, right?
Hey, shout out to Excess Nation, Excess Energy. That's the drink of choice today. Very great energy drink, 0 calories, 0 sugar. I just want to throw that plug on there. If you want to figure out how to get access to this, please let me know. Normally I don't market products that I represent online that much, but this is a very great energy drink. And the flavor that I have is blood orange. Okay, so Micaiah has...
the mango's pretty good too.
Yeah, she's a big fan of the mango. But yeah, a very good energy drink. 0 calories, 0 sugar. This is actually 8.44 ounces. So this is really all you need for real. Anything over that's kind of obsessive. I know some people have their preference, but for me, just one of these a day. And another cool fact about this energy drink is, number one, it's exclusive. Two, it doesn't really have that nasty aftertaste like a Red Bull or a Monster or something like that. It tastes literally like a juice. And I have a flavor called Blood Orange, which is like an energy plus burn. So it is caffeinated. Now we do have some uncaffeinated versions as well. So if you're someone who can't take a lot of caffeine, or if you're pregnant, sick, or whatever, this would be a good alternative. So like I said, I'll put, if you want to find out about this drink, make sure you DM either one of us about this, okay? Preferably me, because obviously I'm marketing. But, if you're friends with Micaiah, she can connect you to me or whatever.
Always happy to.
What does Desmond say? This is, how do you feel about the youth today, and how can they avoid depression? Ooh, that's a good one.
For the youth?
Yeah.
Okay, well, in my opinion, honestly, because I feel like a lot of the youth they're growing up kind of by themselves, because in society, parents have to work so much, they have to provide for the bills, food on your table and everything like that. I feel like for the youth, they really need to find somebody they can talk to. We all need somebody to talk to. They don't always completely understand that having that person, that go-to person, is really important, because that, at least one, it can keep you from going overboard, So, and a lot of people, especially the younger ones, they have a whole lot of pride. They don't want nobody to know that you're hurt and everything. It's trendy, like on social media, no feelings, I don't care, we all care. We all have feelings. If you're human, you care. You have some type of feeling, regardless of what your situation is or who it involves and everything like that. But we all want to we all just want to seem tough, and that is fine. It is perfectly fine to be tough. It's perfectly fine to hold your own. You just have to know and realize when it's time for you to let somebody help you. You know, you have to realize when it's time for you to actually reach out for some help, even if it's just conversation, any situation. Know when you have reached your limit. Mm-hmm. Mentally, emotionally, whatever the case may be, and especially mentally and emotionally, because those two right there are the hardest to bear, especially if you're on your own and you're trying to hold everything together yourself. There's no real super women, there's no real super men out here, so we all need somebody we can just let things out to on. So people just have to really realize, especially our younger ones, that go to somebody. It doesn't matter sex, gender, you feel me, their age, it doesn't matter. Just go to someone and talk. That it's easier said than done, you know, but put your pride to a side sometimes, know when you have to, and really just go let it out. Let somebody help you in whatever the situation may be.
Yeah, that's a really good response to that, Makai. I mean, depression is real, and
it is.
You know, it's important to be able to know that. Lean on me. Yeah, it's true, bro. Yeah, depression is real. You know, and I'm gonna answer Devon. I'm gonna try to talk to what Ariel was talking about too, because she had a couple questions. But yeah, depression is real. And in regards to Jovan with the youth, you know, youth are even living at a very different time than what they was when 10, 15 years ago when we was younger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit older than Micaiah, but one thing I will say is that, you know, a lot has changed. Technology is a big thing now. It has been for years. When I was growing up, you know, we didn't have, you know, no iPhones at that time. You know, we didn't have laptops. If you did, you know, there were people who were super rich because they were very expensive.
Right.
Back then. You know what I mean? To get a cell phone, it was astronomical. If you had a pager, you know, you was doing something. You know what I'm saying? So like, the whole idea of actual youth being youth has totally been changed. Okay, you know, at one point in time, I remember being able to go to a rec center. You know, I remember being able to play, you know, youth sports. I remember being able to do like a lot of summer camps. All those things has been cut. Okay, like if it's around, it's very non-existent. You know, obviously with technology, you can do a lot of stuff online. So, you know, you have people playing video games. You have people doing a lot of college students are doing their coursework online. So the whole idea of actually being around people and being able to express your opinion has totally diminished. And when it comes to depression, a lot of that is stemmed from different instances in your life, you know what I mean, or certain things you feel like you can't talk about, or certain worldly pressures. I mean, there's so many things that the youth of today now have to deal with that we didn't have to deal with. And another thing too, coronavirus. Like, when did students start school? Like almost September? Like, you know,
right.
Like, I mean, come on. And then on top of that, they're doing it from a computer. You know, what happened to, you know, so, you know, teaching, you know, obviously, you know what I'm saying, teachers have gotten equipped to that, so they're able to do what they need to do. But it's kind of hard to orchestrate an environment of learning when you're not surrounded by it on a physical sense. Now, virtually, you know, obviously that's a different thing. I can't speak on that because my school days are over. Let me just say that. I got my degree and all that kind of stuff. I'm good. But I would say, like, the youth are just at a different day and time. Now, will this help them and become the new norm? I'm pretty sure they'll adjust eventually. but they just not experiencing the things that we experienced when we were youth. It was just more things to do. You already don't got no swimming pools in the city no more, so that's cut out. And then with the whole, like I said, with the whole coronavirus, no telling how long this spread is going to last. I mean, it's just a lot of limited things they can do. So there's a sense of a singleness by themselves. A limit. They're gonna have to grow up fast. Would you agree? I mean,
yes, I really do, and especially even before Corona, the crazy government has made so many budget cuts, so that does leave a whole lot of our youth alone. Because parents have to work even more and everything, it leaves them all alone. Like you said, we did have rec centers. There was this place where we can go, where we can talk to somebody for free. If we had, bad days and everything, they would point us in the right direction, help cheer you up, give you advice on how to deal with whatever's going on in your life. They don't too much have that anymore. And that started being cut out even before Corona hit. Then Corona hit, and it's pretty much just gone. So there's not too many outlets out there for the youth and everything like that. So I feel like for us, everybody older, and we need to realize that and really just, if and whenever possible, find the time to really sit with our youth and really give them that connection, because they need that one-on-one, they need that human connection and everything, and to talk with them, see what's going on in their lives, see what's up and what's good and everything, how they're feeling, how they're dealing, because we tend to forget that just because our youth doesn't have to work, just because they don't have bills, don't mean things isn't hard for them. Peer pressure, it's a real thing. Everybody has to look a certain way, everybody has to talk a certain way and everything to be considered cool or popular or whatever the case may be. And that right there is a lot of pressure, but it seems like as we get older, we tend to forget those days, when we were the youth and we didn't have to work, but we had all this other stuff going on, like for a lot of females, your appearance, that's one thing. You can't just it's hard to just be happy with how you look, whether big, small, or anything in between, long hair, short hair, or anything in between. It makes it real hard to have confidence in yourself and to believe in yourself and everything of that nature. And with so many things being cut out of the world and everything and out of society, it just brings more pressure onto our youth. And I believe that's why suicide rates are up. Yeah. And especially with younger kids, like for myself, I've seen a whole lot of suicide stories from kids of my son's age. My son just turned 10 and everything. And in the schools, those kids are being bullied and everything. And the parents aren't really catching it or aren't really able to step in and try to do something about it and everything. One, because they don't want to make it worse. Two, parents always, we want them to learn how to handle kids of their age, themselves and things like that. But we have to take the time to realize, like, sometimes it's just too much for them and everything like that. So I really feel like we need to come together, as the older generations, and help them, talk to them, let them know it's okay to be who you are. Don't let anybody devalue you. Don't let yourself believe that anybody is above you, because like I said earlier, we're all human. We all here for the same things, trying to get through life. Life is a chess game. You gotta just put your best foot forward, make the right moves and everything like that, and keep pushing. But that is really hard to do that when you have so much other things, nitpicking at you. Oh, I can't wear my hair like this. This person's gonna say something, or oh, I need to lose weight so these people will like me. Things like that. Like, I have a sister, and she's real she's pretty insecure about her size, but me personally, I feel like, baby, you are beautiful regardless, no matter how big or small you are. But it's up for her to really learn to see that for herself, I'm just a little stepping stone you feel me, to help her get there, anytime she's feeling down or she feels like, oh, I'm too big. Because let me tell you, like, I even get to those points, like, dang, I need to gain some weight and everything like that. But at the same time, throughout life, as the time goes by, I've learned that, Lord made me the way I am, and either you're gonna like it or you're not. If you do, great. If not, you don't have to look. There's plenty more space around to look. So that's why I try to get across to people who have those kind of pressures and everything, regardless of how you look, who you are, what you have, and everything. Lord loves you regardless, and if people can't see the value past your looks, then they really don't deserve to be in your presence anyway, but that's still something really hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. Nobody wants to be alone. Everybody wants friends, and things like that. Everybody wants to be accepted and everything. So that tends to become a real hard pill to swallow, and not even just for the youth, for the older generations and everything too, because a lot of people grew up not having friends and things of that nature, and then when you get older and you're grown, it's hard to make friends. It's like, how do you do that now? And a lot of people become real judgmental and everything like that, so it gets pretty difficult and stuff. But we just really have to learn to love and accept who we are. If you don't like something about yourself, that is fine. Everybody has something to change, but understand that regardless of if you think it's something negative, it's still beautiful, because I can guarantee what you don't like about yourself, somebody else wishes they had. So be proud of it, flaunt it and everything. That's why you came in, you're like, oh, you got your belly out. I'm working on my little confidence and my little push, because I know I'm a little stick, and then when people see it, they like, where'd that come from? Don't worry about it. I like it anyway. We're gonna love it and flow with it anyway. So, especially because I remember before we even got together and you was telling me about the videos, and I was like, nothing with my belly out. That was some insecure moment, because everybody has those. But through the time before, from the time we had talked then till now and everything, I realized I had to wake up like, hello, sweetie, it's okay, love it anyway. Whoever don't like it, they don't have to look. Just keep it going, and everything's gonna work out. But it's hard for people. That's really hard for people, because once you start really loving yourself and not really caring what other people think, people tend to drop off out your life and things like that. And people fear that. People fear being alone and everything like that. You just have to realize that the right people will be in your life. They, regardless of how you grow, how you shrink, or whatever the case may be, the right people will be there, and they will stay there.
11 views. Make sure y'all share this, y'all. I forgot to tell y'all. Make sure y'all share. Hey, yes, that's some good stuff, Micaiah. I just wanted to speak on the whole issue of, being accepted. Even now I deal with this. What I'm saying? Like, as a man, it's like, coming up, through grade school and all that other kind of stuff. Like, I wasn't I would say the social butterfly that I am now. I often wanted to do a lot of things, and I knew I had a voice. Who was that? Outlaw Antoinette. Yes, ma'am. Oh, okay.
Hey, Antoinette. Thank you for checking on me this morning, boo. I really appreciate that, by the way.
Yeah, but like I was saying, I wasn't necessarily the guy who likes to be around people and communicate a lot. I did have some friends because growing up in the neighborhood that I grew up in, everybody went to the same school. It was just kind of, if you grew up in Iroquois Homes, you went to Iroquois High School. That's where you went. So, I played basketball and did a lot of things. So I knew a lot of people liked me because of that. But, as far as me being able to express how I felt and be able to, talk in general, or, even the ladies. Like, I was kind of scared to talk to them, at one point, because I always cared about, what people thought and what people would say, and I was really comfortable with myself. So, I can totally speak to the whole thing a bit about being accepted, because I think a lot of times in this world in general, our views of acceptance to people is what we see, right? Everybody wants to look like a Beyonce. That was a big thing when I was growing up. Everybody wants to be a basketball player like Michael Jordan, rap, or whatever may have you. Like, so, I remember when women wanted to be skinny. Now it's thick. Every girl wants to be thick. They want to have a big booty and all that kind of stuff. What's up with that? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's just a thing. It's a fad. And one of the things you got to realize is that I don't care what you have and what you look like people are going to make some type of judgment against you, period. It doesn't matter what you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always find that one thing because they have that one insecurity. You're right? So when you have that type of issue that comes up in your life, you have to be comfortable with being accepted with you. Because if you don't accept yourself, no one else will. And I finally got to a point now to where the way I look is what I look. I try to take care of my health and all that other kind of stuff, but I am who I am. I'm Antonio. That's who I am. So only thing I can be is who I can be. If I meet someone, I interact with them, they're going to accept the good and the bad. That's period. This is what I look like, so you either take it or leave it. If you don't like it, hey, that's fine. I wish you the best. But if you do, I'm going to try to do whatever I can to make you feel welcome just as much as you make me feel welcome.
Exactly.
What is it? Light skin, LOL. Aaron. What's up, James? What's up, Mr. Pizza Hut? What's going on? Well, hey, y'all, look, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. You got any closing remarks, Micaiah?
Yeah, just always continue to love yourself, be yourself, accept yourself. Like you said, if you don't accept yourself, people can feel that and people react off of that. So the things that you don't accept in yourself, you can't really expect other people to accept either, So just keep your faith in the Lord and who you are, and understand that Lord made you the way He did because that's how He needed you in this world. If people don't like it, they can keep it pushing. If they do, buddy up, I guess, because we all need that buddy that that's real accepting and loving and caring and give you that push. But it starts with yourself. Everything, it starts inside yourself.
Yeah. And do you have any social media handles you want to share with them? Any modeling pages, anything?
I do. I have my modeling page. Almost everybody on here is on it though. But I'll go ahead and give it to you. It's Kaya Diane. I post anything that I do. I do my own personal shoots, or when I go and have professional shoots and everything done. And I also have my YouTube page that I have shared from there. I'm going to share that again. And everything I post, everything that I do on there as well. And I also do, just little motivational talks. I kind of made that something that I put onto my YouTube to reach people and everything. So, especially for men, because I've realized that there's a lot of things out here for women, but you men don't have too much of anything.
Yeah.
You guys don't have somebody that really understands the things y'all go through and the pressures that y'all have and everything. Everything is really just, women. But men need somebody who really can understand and everything of the pressures and the hurdles and stuff that y'all go through, and the mental stability that y'all have to keep up, this tough role and everything, and have to stay quiet so you don't sound like a punk or look soft and things of that nature. So if you're just somebody who needs to check out stuff like that, just hit my YouTube page.
Cool. So you saw, like I said, she's Kaya Diane on Facebook. She has also a YouTube channel. Do you have an Instagram as well?
I do have an Instagram. That's Micaiah9. I really only post my modeling on there and everything. I like to post little inspirational quotes and everything like that on there. And if anybody ever needs just somebody to talk to, somebody to vent to, I'm a very open person. I don't judge. I understand that everybody makes their own mistakes, makes their own decisions and everything. So if you ever just need someone to vent to, somebody, just a friend to lean on, whether if I know you or not, you can always reach out. You know, I make time for things like that because I know there's been plenty of times in my life where I've needed the same thing. So always just feel free. Even if you haven't heard me or never spoke to me a day in your life, you know, you can reach out anytime. And I'm willing to talk, give advice, you know, share some experiences, you know. If you need some tears wiped, I got the tissue. So just reach out.
All right, y'all. So you can follow me at obviously on Facebook, Antonio Javon Brookins. Also, that's my Facebook modeling page. Stay tuned. I haven't really posted a lot in a while because I'm just trying to get back out there. On Instagram, it's at Antonio Male Model. Make sure you check there for updates. And I also have a YouTube channel, Antonio Brookins. We got Brian. What's up, Brian? How you doing, man?
Hey, Bean.
Everybody
knows you.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, look, man, we're signing off. Like I said, you know, if you have any questions or anything that come up you want to talk about, or like I said, both of us have obviously social media, so feel free to reach out to our pages. Anything you feel like we didn't cover or you want some clarification on. But we are done. Take care. Have a blessed day.
Bye. Peace, love, and happiness.